Let's do it.
All right. Good morning.
Hi. I'm so excited that you're here.
Yay!
Saraphina Day. I've been really pumped to talk to you, first off, because I have so much fun with you. But secondly, it's been a while.
It has.
Yeah.
I feel like this may not matter, but I always feel like I have to have a reason.
Well, we've got plenty of reasons now.
So, yeah, it turns out I thought I only had the one, and then a few others kind of popped up.
Right.
But, I was like, oh, I have something to talk about. I want to get on Stephanie's show.
We're always here for the community. If you've got something going on in your business, in your life, and you want to share it with us, please come on and schedule a time to be with me, because we'll have a good time and get a little bit of promotion, and we get to talk about the fun things that are going on in your world, which I love. Good morning, Shelly. Thanks for joining us. So Saraphina Churchill, if you've never met her, good morning, RTB. Thank you so much for joining us. Is from Images by Saraphina.
Right.
And explain to people what it is that your business does.
So Images by Saraphina works with small businesses based on their marketing and branding image. It doesn't necessarily mean photography, although it can include photography.
You do amazing photography.
Thank you. It also includes graphic design work and a bunch of other things as well, but those are sort of the two main veins. But basically, your company's image, when it's moving forward with its marketing or promotional stuff, that's the kind of artwork I can help create. And so that's what I get to do. So I get to help small businesses do what they do in a visual way.
And selfishly, I love when she also comes on, because she makes cute little infographics that I could see that melded my logo with hers. And I was like, oh, we're so cute this month.
We're both rocking the rainbow because it's June. And I was like, I love your little lemon man. Like, I kind of wish I could say I didn't make it, but I wish I could, because it's so cool. And so I love your logo. And then when you rainbowed it, I was like, yes.
I know, a little versatile, very cute. It looks like he's got flower power. He's got all of that going on right now.
I love it.
And you were doing that, offering that to businesses.
Yes. So every May and June, I have what I call the Pride Month special, which is I reduce my rates. So I charge way less than I normally would in order to take your existing logo or create a custom graphic that has some sort of rainbow, pride, pro LGBTQ inclusion, so that your business can show the community that you support the LGBTQ plus community as well. And then 50% of that sale also gets donated. And this year, the donation is for the Stan Samuelson Scholarship Fund, which that scholarship provides two $2,000 scholarships to graduating high school seniors who are going to college, and that they support in some way through community action, the LGBTQ community as well.
Love it.
So that's where half the money is going. And so it's a great fundraiser. It's a good cause. And plus, you know what? I get to put more rainbows in the world, and that just doesn't suck.
No. Well, you are rocking them today. And I love the fact that I have a toe problem. So she's like, and I wore rainbow socks with my Crocs.
To cover up my feet, because I know that's not her favorite thing. Yes, and I another example of some rainbow marketing materials that already exist that just, it's a great way to show a little bit of support and inclusion.
Yes, exactly. And that's it. We're going with love and light this Pride Month right now.
Goodness.
And we're just going with the positivity, because I don't know when we got so divided in the world that it has become an attack point.
It is bizarre.
For wearing a rainbow.
I was also a tiny human in the 80s, and I don't know. I just never got over it. I still love me a rainbow. It's they're beautiful. I don't know why everyone's freaking out. And I don't care why you wear them.
Yeah. Whether it's a fan of Rainbow Bright or you're just around, it's cool.
I love it.
When I see up in the sky, it's there. I get excited. It's just one of those moments.
Yes.
Good morning, Dave Hagner. Hey, Chandra. Thanks for checking in with us. It is Friday. I've got Saraphina by my side, and we are ready to rock this. So congratulations are in order for you.
Stop it.
40 under 40.
So here's the thing about that.
Very excited for you.
Thank you. And I'm excited too. I'm still kind of gobsmacked. I still don't it still feels not real. And the ceremony or the gathering or the event is next week, so I'll feel more real about it then.
Yeah.
But when I first got I follow Cape and Plymouth business media, and I get their emails. So the first time the email came into my inbox and I just saw the 40 under 40 honorees, I was just like, oh cool, they've announced it. Didn't even open the email at first. So then when I finally did, and it was like, you are an honoree, and I was like,
Did you know
Oh.
that you had people campaigning for you
No, I had no idea. Absolutely
until
zero.
after?
Yeah, no. So it wasn't even on my radar. And then especially since I actually turned 40 this year. So like I am 40. So I thought, oh, I'm not even eligible. I've got to let them know. And like this happens to me as that, especially on Zoom for some reason, people definitely perceive me as younger than I am. Like I've got a baby face, which I
Good for you.
should
Hey,
be
Nat.
happy about, I guess. But so this happens a lot. Like I've had people be like, I'm old enough to be your mother. And I'm like, no, we went to high school together. So I like this happens to me regularly. So I was like, oh crap.
Well, that's because you
I
can't
have
be
to.
seen out in the sun. I feel
Well,
like that is
true.
why.
That's why I have less wrinkles. That and the being like, pleasantly plump and also avoiding direct sunlight. So, but
Check.
but,
You're good.
but I get the email and I was like, I have to let them know I'm 40. So I emailed back and I'm like, I'm really sorry. I appreciate this. I'm honored, but I am 40. So I'm not under 40. I don't think I'm eligible. And she responded like, it's fine.
It is.
You're okay because you turned 40
this year.
Correct. So I was like, okay, cool. So now I'm excited.
Yes. It's something I never had. I'm very jealous. I was like, can they do 50 under 50? What, some 60 under 60?
Well, you're not going to like this, but Cape Cod Women's Association does do an annual 6 over 60 award, which actually is really cool. So you get to hear about the projects women are working on later in life.
Sunday.
So that's what I figure is my next one.
It's another milestone I could edge forward towards. Oh, well.
So for the next 20 years, I'm going to coast. And then at 60, I'll pump it up.
That's
again,
awesome.
So I get that award.
But it is just a nice honor, regardless of where it's come from when you've been put in that,
it was
that limelight. But I loved that people that you've done work with, not necessarily your besties, people that you've worked with were campaigning for you, emailing other people to say, look, she's up for 40 under 40. I'm like, oh, I know already. But thank you. I loved that people loved your work so much. They wanted everyone to know about you and honor you.
That does feel very good.
It is nice.
It's very fancy. I was, again, I'm still shocked that it happened. But.
Yay. So good morning, Shandy, Amy, Jackie. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
So many people,
I know,
many places people could be. Like there's that screen, that screen, that screen, that screen, that screen.
Yeah, it's a lot of devices.
Oh my gosh.
It was funny. I had Greg here yesterday and one of his friends was like, well, why don't you just get on the Wi-Fi? He's like, do you know how many devices are running right now? I'm afraid I'm going to explode things.
Oh yeah. I'm with him on that one. I'm not touching a thing.
Well, we don't have much of it here in Mashpee anyway, because I don't know what's going on.
So
we've got our conspiracy theory.
So I don't do a lot of driving through this neighborhood. So I wasn't sure. I was like, they might be crazy. So I listened to Lemonadio on the phone on my way here. And sure enough, plenty of dead spots, which I don't remember having in the past.
Right. No, it's bad.
So they might be onto something. But I don't live here, so I'm okay.
Yep. Yeah, you are. She's a millbilly.
I am. I am a millbilly. So if there's weather, I don't have power. But other than that, it's fine.
You are always the first to go.
And the last to get it back. When I lose power, it's for 4 days.
Yeah. The only community on the Cape, I think that is just about worse than you is Truro. And that's only because 11 people live there in the off season.
Yeah, fair. Right. So it's just so funny to me, though, because it's like I'm never going camping again, because ultimately I camp in my own house a couple times a year.
Your wife is an outdoors person, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, this doesn't faze her at all. She just goes.
I feel like there's always one in the relationship.
Like I'll be like, it's 30 degrees in the house. What are you doing? And she's just like, someone's got a shovel. Like out she goes.
Oh my God, Kenny, thank you so much. She said, no matter what, I can always count on that infectious laugh of Steph's to lift my millbilly hind parts up in the morning.
It's so true. Your laugh is infamous.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, right. I can't go anywhere with this thing. Which led me onto a new board yesterday, because I think I laughed. Somebody looked at me. You want to be on a board? I was like, oh boy.
Who wouldn't want Stephanie on there? What nonprofit wouldn't want Stephanie on their board?
God, I just signed myself up for a lot of work, but at least, and you reminded me, it's like a happy, really go-lucky
good
place.
Cause and happy
it is.
One.
I know, the Boys and Girls Club. So I'm really, really excited to be working with them and being on the board. And oh boy, did I sign up for it this year.
That's great.
I need chaos in my life. You know this.
You do seem to thrive. I am the opposite. As soon as my plates there's too many plates spinning, I'm like, I need a vacation. Like I'm gonna let these fall and I'll pick them up later. Like
mine's like tornado, and Stephanie's like, all right, give me another one. I got it.
But it's good that you've learned where you thrive,
Yeah.
and you have continually developed that for yourself.
Yeah. It really is. It's a whole lot to carry all of this often. But you know what? I will handle it with grace. I will have a good time with
Always.
it. I missed Ephraim because I am a spinning top.
I knew you weren't going to be there because I knew you had a gig, because I listened
Yeah.
to the show and I had heard you talking about your gig that night. I was like, damn it, that means she won't be here.
I know.
Because it was fun and you really missed it.
Yes.
It was a party and a half.
Well, the rain was coming down and I'm
Doesn't
like, oh
matter.
no.
First of all, and I think most people back me up here, if you're with the right people, weather doesn't really matter. But
Correct.
especially if you are someone who chooses to imbibe and you have yourself a couple of beers, then it really doesn't matter.
Right.
So everyone was fine. Everyone was having a good time. Everyone was like, I'll just have another beer and it'll be okay. And it really was.
And I love that this latest cohort was all female.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It was very cool. I don't think that that's ever happened, but I love more female business owners. It's exciting.
But the intensive period is so crazy, as you know. And I'm a pre-COVID alumni from E4All. So we actually had to have all of our classes in person. And I was talking with Melissa Jankowski, the owner of Buttercup Cafe.
She's awesome.
She was in my cohort. She and I were talking, and I was like, do you imagine if we had been all girls? Like, we could have just had an open cry circle rather than a private cry circle. We could have just owned it in front of everyone instead of like waiting till everyone left and then the four of us in a corner like freaking out.
Right. But I highly suggest that if you are thinking about starting your own business, or if you are in your own business right now that you started and you're questioning, why am I doing this and where am I, and it's not working the way I thought it was, please seek out E4All, whether it's a pitch competition, whether it's going to do the whole shebang. Even my husband was like, maybe I should do E4All. And I said, maybe you should.
Do it.
I told him to. I was like, you know how much I cried. So I know he won't obviously cry.
Well, see, I know.
But it might.
But it's
and
worth
if Kai
it.
can make him cry, I feel like I won.
Yeah. How much money would you pay to see that?
Really, honestly, I'm like, I would pay her. Kai, if you're listening, go get him. Just because I want somebody else to feel that
you're
struggle.
Going to have. So anyone who starts their business from scratch is going to have days where they just feel, what did I do to myself? Oh my God, this is the scariest thing. I am an idiot. I should go get a job at the local grocery store and forget all about this.
I say it still.
So imagine having a group of people who are all also feeling that way, and they're also really passionate about the project they're trying to get off the ground. That having having that group of people in your world is life-changing. So yeah, join E4All.
Yeah, it really is. And honestly, I'm so glad that you said that, because I'm glad that I'm not alone, because I could bag groceries. I don't need this.
Right. like once or twice a month I have that thought where I was like,
good,
what was I like when I'm trying to like do the books and figure it out, and I was
what's
like,
a low
taxes
stress
are
job?
due again, like all of that.
And you had an incident where you had to deal. You were audited. And being a small business, trying to run that and then have to deal with everything under scrutiny.
And it was my CPA was just like, I don't understand why they're bothering you, because again, essentially I am a solopreneur. I'm a self-efficient. I work to pay myself, right? So it's not like I can't launder my own money. I don't know what they thought. And I'm certainly not a billionaire. I don't know what they were thinking. There's no offshore bank account to be concerned with. But yeah, I got audited and my CPA was like, here's what you have to do. And I was like, all right. And it's fine. And it's all settled now. And now, hey, that's something I know how to handle. I know what to do if I, God help me, ever get audited again. It's actually not as bad as you think if you're the kind of person like I am who actually does in fact have everything in order.
Yeah, it's happened to us before, and it's so stressful to the point where we had to prove our children were our children.
Oh, so yeah, you have all those extra things.
Yeah,
again, it's just me. Like, I don't have kids. I don't claim my cats.
I birthed them. They're mine.
We have a genetic sample, please. Like, what are you
legit. I had to go through this experience, so I know the stress that comes with that.
It sucked for a couple of weeks, but otherwise it was fine.
We love you. Yeah, it is an absolute bleep show. So I'm glad that you survived that. You're past that hurdle.
It's fine.
You right?
It's all good now.
It's such a sweet tart owning your own business, because you're like, oh my God, it's so sour. This is terrible. Oh, that's good. I did that. I made that.
That's the
thing.
Then
you go again.
The highs and lows. It's just, it's a roller coaster.
It definitely is. I was having this conversation with somebody else that has been on CCYP's board and has been a solopreneur for years. And we were just talking about the ebbs and flows. And they were so invigorated, but he's like, but it's ours. And I was like, I don't have that feeling yet. I hope to have that feeling
Oh, I
someday
do.
soon.
Because I've been working in this industry for 15 years. So
Yeah.
I've worked for others in different places, different capacities, and all sorts of different levels of doing this for others. And there is nothing like knowing it was yours.
Yeah.
And you can actually claim it as like, I did that for my business. I get to say this is actually mine.
Yeah.
There is nothing like that feeling.
Yes, RTB, I did have to prove that my children are my children. I know. There's no denying them if you know them.
And if you've met
But the
them,
IRS
like,
hasn't met
just
them, so
sort
they
of-
didn't know.
That's just it.
I was so sad because I had an event last night. My husband had an event last night, and I had to ask my 20-something to step in and be mom and go to my daughter's awards night. I know something always falls through the cracks and I feel bad, but I asked her, I said, are you going to get an award for something that's not art? Because then maybe I'll
Of course, it was an art
the minute
award.
It was 2 art awards. It was 2 art awards and 1 for psychology.
Which doesn't mean they aren't important.
I understand that. And as soon as it came out of my mouth, I wanted to put it back in because I love her art. I think she's so amazingly talented. She is going to do something with it in some capacity.
And you want to encourage that behavior. We
do.
need arts. We need them.
But I did. She said, that's time to tell your children the support system could all end for you right now.
So when she looked at you and was
That's
like,
it.
Mom, it's a mathletes award, would you have like asked the 20-year-old to sit in for the other job and you'd have gone to the award show? Or do you not want to
Probably
answer
not.
that?
Probably not. No, I probably wouldn't have been able to do that just because I knew that the other one was for the children as well.
Mm.
And I mean, it's all for the kids, right?
Everything. That's the heartstring, right? Well, it's for the children.
It is. It was the children. I was on the microphone. I was really playing it up too for the children. Our youth. No, it was a really great night for the Boys and Girls Club, and I'm always happy to raise funds for them because they do an amazing job. My son loves going there on Friday nights. They've got a Friday night program for any kid to go and just hang out. And
that's
like,
cool.
I love safe spaces for them to move their body.
Yeah.
He'll go there and play basketball till he's like sweaty till 10 p.m. It's just a healthy, nice environment. And here on the Cape, it's really hard to keep teens, preteens occupied and just doing something with other teenagers that's positive.
Yeah.
So I love that they have those programs.
That is pretty great.
It is important. And most of the workers there have been there 10, 15, 20 years. And they still love that.
And that speaks volumes to the organization itself.
Right.
That say that the staff is still here.
Right. Especially over COVID, especially after everything that we've all dealt with. Retention is
the
the key.
universal last couple of years. Like,
I don't know about you, but this week, everything that I've touched has been disorganized, broken, a mess. It's just been a very bizarre period of time for me this week. And I blame everything on the moons.
So I'm sitting here going, I want to say the words. It's just you, but it isn't, because this always happens to me when there's a shorter week. So like we had Memorial Day off, right? So then I was trying to do 5 days worth of work into 4 days. And that is always a level of stress that is not enjoyable.
Maybe
so
that's
then
what it is.
This week was the 5-day week back, but I still feel like I'm catching up.
Yeah.
So I've decided that the solve for this is to just work 4 days a week. So I've got to figure out, I haven't figured this out yet. I'm working on it though. Like, how do I always take either Monday or Friday off?
I like
Except
that.
it will take a while to get there because I feel like Monday is always what happened over the weekend when I wasn't paying attention and now I've got to fix it. And then Friday is always what do I need to get done before the weekend hits? So now I don't know. What do I take off Wednesday? Like, what do I do? How do I work only 4 days so that I'm used to a 4-day work week?
Yeah. And see, for me, it's like I get half days or middays off. It's just very weird. I'll block off a 10 to 3 for myself. Wow. It is technically a work day.
And then
do my appointments, do my mailing,
go to the doctors, you're out.
Check.
Doesn't count as time off.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Good morning, Marie. Good morning, Rachel. Hugs. And Michael, thank you so much for joining us. Eva, I will see you in just a little bit. Make sure you bring your mask. She's headed to New York. Hopefully check on your flight too. Air quality, still very poor. She is going to visit friends. They're going to see The Lion King on Broadway.
Well, that'll be fun.
I know. I hope that it all works out for you. No one plans for natural disasters. And the wildfires are terrible for people.
They had canceled a bunch of flights too,
Yeah,
didn't they?
yeah. Carol, it's easy. Just do it. I appreciate it. She's a no nonsense businesswoman who works for herself too. She's a crafter, an artisan.
Just take days off. That's what she's saying. Yeah.
That's it. You just take days off. You just do it. We're working on it. Oh, good morning, Jennifer.
Hello, hello.
She's just swapping her business to a nonprofit.
Yes, and she's also on that 40 under 40 list, by the
Look
way.
at you.
And she and I are meeting next week. We've got a possible collab coming up in later this year, which we'll have to come on and talk about once we're there.
Yes, please. I love this so much. That's why I love being a part of organizations like SCORE, like E4L, like CCYP, like all of the wonderful places on the Cape that we can all collab together, because it's obviously stronger together when we're together.
Sure.
We can
collaboration over competition.
Seriously, can we just adopt a little bit of that? I came from such a mindset of me, mine, this is ours. We're not allowed to talk to people about those things because those are our secret business strategies.
Yeah, that's lame.
And I did that for so long.
There's enough work to go around. You just, need to be willing to share. There's work.
Or just, this works for us in this capacity right now. It might not work forever. It might just be a season. It might just be a project. And I really like that. I think it's good. And you can choose to do projects with people more often or not. Well, that didn't work out. Thanks for hanging out.
And then you just go, well, unfortunately, I have other things on my plate right now.
That's it. That's also hard.
Walk away.
Yeah, that's also hard because feelings do get hurt when we are a very small community like this.
You just have to be tactful. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
I like it. She's so organized. If you've never met Saraphina, I definitely suggest you go to a chamber meeting. You do a really good job of getting in the community and talking to people.
I do. I go out a lot because I feel like there's a lot of photographers out there. There's a lot of graphic designers out there. And the differentiator is me. Like either you like me or you don't, and that's fine. But like the people who like me and want to work with me. So that's why I go out and I make sure people have met me. And that actually Kai gave me a name tag that says "Ask me about you for all," which I will be wearing when I go out networking. And I'm sorry that I didn't think to grab it before coming here, and I could have showed it off on the air. I'm sorry, Kai.
I want one.
But and it already works because I was wearing it that night at the E4L event, and people were coming up testing me.
All right, what's your pitch? Let's go.
They were like, so what is E4L? Tell me all about it. And I was like practicing. I was like, this is great. Like, let me tell you about E4L. So that was good.
On the fly value props. Let's get it done. I love it.
Awesome.
It's so Kai. It's perfect. Oh, she said, okay, Steph, I got one for you.
Yay.
She is a power networker for sure. And Michael said flights are very bad coming. So check your flights, Eva. They're leaving out of Hyannis, so hopefully it won't be a problem getting in there. Just be ready to mask up when you get there. Air quality is very poor. Even here, it's bad.
I was going to say my little device this morning in my kitchen, like as I walked in, lit up and it said poor air quality today. And I was like, awesome.
I know. So if you've got asthma or any breathing issue, you're going to be definitely feeling it between the pollen and now we got poor air quality. Well, wonderful.
Yay.
The hell are we going to do about it?
Breathing is hurtful.
Fun, crazy crimes that I laughed at this morning. You and I talked a bit about on the air, where the guy that broke into somebody's house because he needed their private patio to charge his phone.
But still, it just makes so much sense in a weird way. Like, and the best part is, of course, once upon a time, this crime wouldn't have happened because we didn't live in a society where you had your phone in your pocket all the damn time. But now it's when your battery gets low, you kind of panic. You went your whole life without one up until recently, and now the battery's going to go out for a couple of hours, and you're going to lose your mind.
Well, also, since we do everything with it, my when the kids are rotten, I'll threaten to take away the phone, but then my husband's like, but don't, because all of their stuff lives on there. Like their books and their stuff. Yeah, they don't function without it. It's not great. It's not ideal, but no phones at the table. That's the one thing that we have.
There you go.
One rule when the one meal, my daughter, I don't like eating with you. That's it. Because she feels awkward eating around people. She doesn't like eating in restaurants and she doesn't like eating with the family. She'll sit separately and not look at us. I don't know whether it's an auditory thing, like my husband with that misophonia, he can't
what's
eat,
going on?
or whether it's just like a looking at people while they eat thing.
Yeah, it was like, does your whole family chew with their mouth open?
I know. I'm
And
like, are we like cows? What's going on? Like, I videotape myself while I eat. Is it gross? How bad is it? We punish with manual labor, like yard work. They hate it. Yep. We did that. We got a full dumpster gone over the weekend. And then he was promptly rewarded with a basketball hoop. However, it got damaged in transit yesterday. And so now he's got to wait a full another week for it. And he's like, let me see the
Womp
receipts. Like we were lying to him.
Okay, and that's another thing. The instantaneous Amazon Prime generation of like, I ordered this thing and I should have it in 2 days or less. That's not how it used to work.
No.
Like Amazon first of all, Amazon used to only sell books. And
Right.
it still used to take 2 to 3 weeks to get to you.
Yeah.
And the fact that people freak out when it's like, it's gonna be 3 days, you know.
Well, we stress buy local. And, you know, sometimes buying local takes a little bit of time. And we've got crafters and makers and wonderful people here. But if it's handmade, it's going to take a bit.
Good things are worth the wait, folks.
Yeah, I love it. Well, I had our first makers market over at Knockabout last weekend. It was fantastic.
Yay.
The people that came out were wonderful. They were all very different, from hippie dips to crystals to I make my own bags to I make my own jewelry.
Love that.
Yeah, it was really cool. To a friend of ours that makes ceramics.
Oh, very
And
cool.
she has been working in ceramics, and she just had this wonderful post that like got in my feels the other day about her value as an artist.
Mhm.
And she said, never, if you had asked me, my 20-year-old self, that I would be getting three numbers for pieces of my ceramics,
Aw.
that I wanted to just have this conversation. She posted a photo of when she first started to where she is now, and valuing her art. I was misty.
That's such an important learning curve for any solopreneur.
Yeah,
and
knowing your
kinda
value.
knowing that it's okay to actually charge what you need
Yeah.
and what you're worth. And that's something you work on a lot in You For All. But I mean, it's because the thought process of like, oh, well, it only took me an hour to make this thing. No, it didn't. It took you years to learn how to make the thing for an hour. You
Yeah.
know, it's not that 1 hour of time. It's the years you put into building the skill set. So good for you. And maybe try to go for 4.
Yeah. Right. Whatever it was. I just thought it was so awesome.
That's awesome.
But that it was so nice to sit there in that level of group of people. But I went over to one of the women, Erin Threads, who makes bags. And I love the bags that she makes. They're great. They're perfect. You can throw them on your back when you've got to pee and you don't have any place to hang it. I don't like hanging things. I always lose my stuff. I lose my wallet. I lose my keys. I lose my glasses. I'm just here, there, and everywhere.
Her headphones. She doesn't have her
They're
headphones
upstairs somewhere. It's just I'm an object in motion. So when things fly off, I'm like, I'll get it later. I'll circle the wagons later. So I found this bag, but I commissioned her to make me one in a pattern I liked more.
Nice.
So I don't know how long it's going to take, but I paid for it and I said, go. I know where you live. And I'm waiting for the bag. Do I need it tomorrow? No. Would I like it tomorrow? Yes. Can I wait for it? Yes, I can.
Of course
And
you
it's
can.
something that I need and want. So I'll wait for it. If
That's
it's good,
yeah.
I'll need it again.
That's just it.
So I will wait for it. Be
I love
patient
it.
with our makers. We've got another one coming up. And we've got some fun stuff. It's going to be a scallop pickup. Gopal Farms is going to be there with some of their brand new farm stuff. So as it grows, literally as it grows, we're waiting for food to grow. So
well, you know, again, right? That's another example of patience, and that some things
Yes.
grow faster than others, right? So tomatoes take longer than squash. So you
That's
just got to
it.
deal with it.
And we've been into some fun events. Lily has her first tea party coming
I
up.
saw that little
Come by.
I think well, it says it's for under 12.
No,
we just talked about that.
That's
I am
what
40.
it's geared for.
But I saw the picture of her like all, and I love the black and white tone. In it.
Isn't that
It looks
cool?
So cute.
Yeah.
I love that.
I've got to thank another one of our photographer friends, Denise, because she had this vision. She's like, wait a minute, let me get something. Let me throw this light on her. What about a silhouette? I said, absolutely.
Oh, I love that.
So yeah. And
From Fleeting Moments, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
She's awesome and just willing to work with whatever weirdness I throw at her. I saw another one of our photography friends, Kevin Watson, was honored at the E for All thing at Cape Cod Beer.
He was the alum of 2021, I want to say. He got
Proud
the
of you,
alum of the
Kev.
year. amazing. And poor guy was also kind of working the event. Like he was there taking photos, and then he had to like, I don't know what happened. Someone else took a picture of him so he could get the award. It was pretty
I've
cool.
talked about this so many times. He was in my cohort and he would never have his camera on because he had his children actively crawling on him the entire time he was trying to take this class.
It's fine.
And then at the end of the
That's
class,
life.
him, his wife, the 2 kids, they're just like all like, oh, I was like, that's been the whole 3 hours today. And he's just sitting there smiling. Yep.
I can't tell you how many Zoom calls I've had where people, their kids or their pets have at least been in the background, if not thoroughly interrupted the meeting. And
Yeah.
that's just what life is now.
Mhm.
When you're going to take a meeting from your own house, you have to expect real life to show up.
Oh, yeah, I'm struggling with that. I got a lot of real life
You just have
happening
to
down here.
expect real life to be off camera. Like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I was like, poor Saraphina. I'm like, you're gonna have to climb over that to get over here, but great.
I
Go
was-
with God.
There was zero shock on my face when I got here.
That's
Like,
true.
like,
That's
I was just
true.
like, I will wait my turn. Tori was still here, right? So I was like, I will wait my turn.
Good morning, Adam. Thank you so much for joining us. Meetings are better with pets and kids. I'm fine with that.
100%.
She said, I gave his wife advance notice so that she could get his pic.
Aww.
That's awesome. I love that because he needs to be in pictures. Do you find that you're never in pictures because
Almost
you're
never.
the photographer?
Yeah, absolutely. And gosh, and now it's been almost a year, but I had done a shoot for a restaurant in Chatham, and it was a collaboration with their social media manager, Nicole Porter, who she owns Monomoy Social Media. So she was kind of part of the decision-making process of like what pictures I should be taking for them for their social media feeds. And she snapped with her phone as a photo of me, and I'm like crouched down, and I've got the camera, and I'm like setting stuff up with lights, and I'm like this, and she took this picture of me, and I was like, I don't have anything like that.
That's awesome.
Because I don't tend to bring photographers with me to go work. Like,
Right, as the photographer.
So she's like, sorry, it's just my phone. I'm like, that's better than I don't have anything like this. This is
Yeah.
great. And I was like, I'm gonna put this on my social media feed. Like,
Right. Thank you.
because it's this perfect, like this is what it looks like behind the scenes. Like you see this beautiful photo at the end, but like I'm this crazy person, like Quasimodo with a camera and like a bunch of lights. Like, that's what it looks like.
Get in there and get the shot. Princess Leia walking around in the background. I love it, Kai. So our question of the day today is, what could you talk for hours about? What's your topic?
So let's see, dumpster fire life.
Yeah.
What? No, my cats. My cat's interrupting Zoom calls.
Yes.
All the time. What can I talk about for right now? I don't know. I mean, marketing.
Yeah, right. Talking to people.
Ask
me about Ephraim.
I wanted to, that's true too. I wanted to grow up to be a professional colorer, and I figured it out.
Oh, I love that.
That's actually a true story. I think I've told this before, but I was like in second grade. My second grade teacher was like, you need to practice your arithmetics because you're not going to be able to do this for a living. And I was like coloring in something. And then she actually picked it up and showed the class, like, she's not very good at this. She needs to work on her academics. Like this is back in the 80s when you could be mean to kids. Like, so like,
And they
so
were mean to kids.
And that stuck with me for my whole life. And now, I mean, she's no longer with us, but boy, if she was, I would be happy to tell her, like, I did figure out how to become someone who works with color all day, every day.
That's it. But that moment sat with you. You remember that.
I don't remember almost anything else about second grade except for that day.
Isn't that funny? The weird things that you remember.
Yeah. Scarring things. That's what sticks.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Don't worry, I'm fine. But yeah, no, I'll never forget that.
Yeah, they're moments of personal embarrassment or just what the absolute.
Oh,
that's what I remember from childhood.
I've got a fun, embarrassing story
Yes,
for you.
please.
Okay. Actually, so remember yesterday, Greg was talking about like lyrics you've misunderstood.
Misheard lyrics, yes.
So this happens to me with words. I'm sure it happens with lyrics too, and I probably haven't even figured it out. But like, there are certain words that my entire life I've been saying wrong, or just not realizing that the word I'm saying isn't the right word. So I was the most crazy one. I was 22 years old when I realized how wrong I was about this word. So when someone sneezes, what do you say?
God bless you.
Right. So some people just say bless you,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So I thought it was just a cultural thing. You just said bless you, like just like no definition, no word. It was just a sound. Like, oh, like Like there's because we have random words in the English language that didn't
Achoo.
originate with
Bless you.
right. I don't know. So I was like 22 years old. I was working in an office and I was sneezed, and my office mate goes, "Oh, God bless you." And that moment was the moment I realized bless you's not a word. That's not like a made up thing that we
Bless
just
you,
culturally
it's not a
say.
word.
It's bless you. It's God bless you. And I was 22 years old when I was like, oh my God.
I love
I'm an
it.
idiot. But the best part about
Yay.
that is it's an internal mortification. Like no one else knows I'm having that moment.
No.
It's just me being embarrassed inside. It was totally internal.
Well, that at least it wasn't in public, like a certain radio broadcast professional I used to work with. That she said on baby's breath instead of bated breath, and she actually meant it. And then I was like,
but again, you mishear it, and then you.
And
why
then
would
she used it again?
Oh, that's
and then I was like, nope, that's what she thinks it is. Oh, hold please. We got to go on the radio.
Sorry, I'm late. I was supposed to tell her 6 minutes ago. Oops.
I was like, somebody needs to keep track of things.
I'm fired.
Saraphina will.
I'm fired.
You're not fired. And hopefully, yeah, we'll just keep it down here just in case it's not going to be bounced by the FCC and all of our audio stuff. Cape Cod's Alternative. We are Lemonadio. It is just after 8 o'clock. Saraphina and Stephanie here with you. We are currently on our live right now, so you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. No, not Instagram. That's the only one we're not on.
Twitter.
The cesspool. That's Twitter.
The
Hi.
fire of Twitter.
If you're watching us on Twitter.
If you're on Twitter, shame on you.
And with that, we've got Crazy Crime coming up in just a little bit. Hang out with us. It's Friday, and we're all over the dang place. So welcome, Lemonadio. All right. Got that done. Thank you very much for your...
I'm so sorry that I was late. Please let me come back.
Yeah, oh my gosh. You're always welcome. You know that. Door's always open for you.
Oh my God.
Is it 5 o'clock yet? My mic's not working?
Oh, no way.
You can hear me, right?
Talk.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hi, it's me.
Yeah.
He's just messing with me. Oh, it's going in and out on Saraphina.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, do your
best. Is it because
best.
I'm moving around, or is it?
It's probably because I move around. So this little cord right there is a little wonky. All right. Hello, Angela. Good morning. Hi, Saraphina Churchill. It's great to see you. And Kai said she can hear us both.
Oh, okay, great. Cool.
All right. Yeah. Well, when I'm flying blind today. I can't hear anything.
I mean, she could use these headphones, but they're mine.
Exactly. Okay, so Dad's Day is coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Your dad always sends you weird fun facts.
Oh my God. Yes, he does.
Sometimes they're great, and sometimes we can't be great every day.
Yeah, some of them are kind of lame, I gotta say. But it's not like he makes them up, so it's not his fault. It's a service he subscribes to, and the service sends 5 facts every Monday through Friday, and then he forwards them individually, by the way, because my dad has not figured out the group text. So individually, he sends them to myself and my siblings every day. So as you've said before, and it's true, it's a proof of life. We know our dad's okay because we got the thing. And if they don't come through, he will usually send a text around 9 a.m. saying, no fun facts today. I don't know why. Like,
and that's okay. Like it's really good. That's a good check-in where you don't have to talk to your parents. So what? How's the garden? Like they're retired. Yeah. To be fair, though, my dad does more in retirement than he's ever done in his regular life. So he's got a social life. He's he's working on something. He's taking stuff apart. He's become a 12-year-old boy. I'm going to take it apart and put it back together.
That's the goal, isn't it?
Good for you, dude.
Get to retirement and then actually enjoy your life.
Well, the thing is, his wife is a little bit older than me. So he's got some time before she's coming along for the party. But I think he's really enjoying just doing whatever the hell he wants to do today.
Just a little me time.
That's it. So half the time I'm like, he's on hi, Steph, I was on a roof. Hi. I'm like, how old are you? Stop doing that stuff.
Wait, but we also live in a world where our phones are in our pockets. So can you just answer it from the roof? Like what? Did he run into the house line?
Yes. Yes. Not needed.
Oh, man. So also, you're on a roof. Let it go to voicemail.
Exactly. He's
call back
Portuguese.
later.
He's there. There's no fixing that.
I love that.
He's a tech nut though, so he's the same thing. I can only like his Facebook couldn't log in. Probably got stolen. He just made a new one.
I I don't think my dad still knows what Facebook truly is. Like, I
That's
don't
a
think he
good thing,
understands it.
though.
He just, that's fair, but he doesn't understand he doesn't use the internet.
Yeah.
So that's a phone call to his kids when he needs something.
Yeah.
Like when he wanted something that he went to all the local stores and couldn't, I can't remember what it was now, but it was some sort of movie. He wanted the physical media of it. First of all, he wanted the DVD because he
Okay.
can't stream because he doesn't have that technology in his house. So he needed something on Blu-ray, I think, and he couldn't find it at
Is he
any
in
of the
Western
local
Mass?
stores. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, he probably doesn't
I mean, it's
have
Western
very
Mass,
good service out there either. So,
but he ended up like calling my sister, I think, to be like, can you order this is this a thing you can order on the internet? And,
anything can be ordered on
my
the internet.
sister's like, it'll be there in 2 days,
Right? Drugs, children, people. What do you need? It's on the internet. Like, actually terrifying. Good morning, Lindsay. Oh, her dad still calls my boyfriends my special friends.
Okay, let's unpack that. No.
No, my dad called my husband that boy for the first decade we were married.
That boy.
That boy.
And you were married.
For a solid decade. Now they're fine. They're friends. But there was a
So in
severe
my
warming
community,
period.
that's called roommate,
Oh,
right? Right, when like a family
you said
member's
it,
not
I didn't.
well, when some family members are not quite comfortable with saying words like partner or and it's well, that's her roommate, that's her best friend. It means something different. So if it's
In my community.
well, we have other language in our community.
Hysterical. So he was that boy for a decade.
That boy.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all are straight married breeders. I don't understand.
Yep.
You had kids within the first 10 years too, right?
Yes.
Like, yeah, okay. That's
There was a warming period.
That's a long warming period. You were already legitimate.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, I was divorced. I had a starter husband. So
nothing wrong with that's fine.
It was just one of those things where my dad just
so your dad just didn't want to attach.
Correct.
Even this is the one giving him grandchildren. So even if a divorce was imminent, they're still going to be in your world.
Right.
Because as we said, if the Kardashians can do it, anyone can do it. You can get together for the kids.
We had a story this morning that we talked about on the air. Good morning, Marty, where Saraphina and I were talking and you said, and I really appreciated it, she's actively tried to pretend that they don't exist in her life.
Yeah. No, that's not actually in my radar unless Stephanie talks about them when I'm here.
Well, I had to give them credit because there was a pre-K graduation ceremony with all three of the cousins, which I was thinking, this is ridiculous. However, every single one of them, their exes, and everyone was present. There was no drama. Everybody showed up. They did what they were supposed to do. All the kids looked happy and well, and everything was well adjusted. And there were smiles on people's faces. And I said, if the Kardashians could do this,
and we all can.
We can all just get along.
Your father could not call your husband that boy. For the sake of the kids.
That's it. I love my dad. He is absolutely a very funny human being. He is also like me with the life of the party.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Just okay. He's always a storyteller though. And he's one of those people that will hear you tell a story and then he'll take that story and then tell somebody else the story as if it was his.
Oh, that's not good.
It's a very bizarre thing. It's incredible how it happens.
But does he say like, I just heard someone tell this like, or I know someone who?
Yes.
He does qualify.
He does qualify it as this is not a story, but I feel like I got my gift of storytelling from him.
I love
he
that.
just does it in a very bizarre one-uppy way.
We've all had those.
It's very strange because you'll bring something up and all of a sudden you're talking about what he wanted to talk about, but he's retelling you your story as if it was his.
Well, it's always nice to observe one's life from the outside in some capacity. And your dad is providing that service. Frankly, he should charge for it.
Right? Seriously, Dad, it's a gift.
It's
incredible. It is. So we've got a Father's Day Makers Market. The Mozzarella Man is going to be at Knockabout. So you can pay to make and take your own pound of mozzarella. And
that sounds
neat. It's going to be a little bit of fun for Father's Day. It's a cheesy Father's Day.
Well, dads are usually cheesy, so that works.
Exactly. So this is how we're spending our Father's Day with my husband making cheese for people.
I mean, that seems like a decent activity.
Love
She's his life.
Right, I agree. I love all of the dads in my vortex. His dad, my dad, him, his brother is a new dad at 40, which I'm like, ew. But also the baby's really cute. But
Babies are always cute.
yeah, no, not always.
9 times out of 10.
The new ones aren't very cute. They get cuter as they go, but when they're
Oh, like
first
day
born,
one.
yeah, oh no, those things are alien. They're not cute. People say they're cute because they have to. Usually newborns are not very attractive. They're scratchy. They're been stretched and squeezed. Their heads are in odd shapes. They're just not very cute. Takes about a year before they get cute. They make them cute so we
year?
don't eat them.
That's a long time.
I feel like
that's an
when they
investment.
fill out, though, they need a little fat on them. I need a squishy baby. What is that? It's like rage cuteness or something.
I don't know.
Have you never heard of this phenomenon? Was something so cute you want to squeeze it?
Is this something only mothers get? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Really? You've never seen something so cute? Have you what is that movie? Invincible Me, Despicable Me.
Okay.
Where the girl's like, it's so fluffy, I want to die. It's one of those things where you just get so much.
You're just keyed up about the adorable.
I love it so much, I want to squeeze it.
Cuteness overload.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay.
That's what it is. But it's an actual physical thing. Somebody called it a syndrome. I was like, I didn't realize that. This day and age, we have to call everything a certain thing. It's a label. It's a way of thing.
Which is both good and bad, right? It's good because you know you're not alone. If there's a name for it, then there's got to be at least 5 other people with it.
Right.
Which is great. But also, every thought needs to be put into a syndrome or a box. Like,
it's true.
Maybe you're just human and you move on with your day.
Hostile cuteness. Hi, Wendy. Good morning, Lauren. Oh, we had Places Spaces painting faces. And she painted my logo on her face with a rainbow. I was like, could you be cuter, Lauren?
That's amazing.
You couldn't be cuter. Had a really good time. Really good to hang out with you.
I love that rainbow logo.
I know,
That's
right?
really good.
Well, it's Pride Month, and here we are talking about the rainbow, and I'm fine with it. It should be talked about every single month. I love it.
There you go.
Did you get to go anywhere and celebrate anything with Pride yet?
I haven't yet. I'm a bad gay. They're gonna take my card.
Take your card away. Give me that bracelet.
I mean, to be fair, living on Cape, you get to go to P-Town regularly, and it's kind of always Pride something there. So there's that. But I have not gone to anything really specific this year.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
The Kazakhstan girls went to Provincetown yesterday because they were very excited. That was like their first experience. They wanted to just go. Well, they called me and they were like, the bus shut off, so we're stuck in Hyannis. Uber. Mom is busy.
Wait for the next bus.
That's maybe tomorrow. I don't know.
They go pretty regularly though, right?
And they're older J1s too, so they're learning. One of them had high hopes of renting a car, and she said her friend from last year rented a Tesla. It's
expensive to rent a car for the whole summer.
That's not happening. I said, have you looked at how much that cost? And then I talked to another Akanyet the day after, and she said, oh no, we looked at the prices. That's not happening. I said, either your friend lied to you or they did it for a day to go joyriding.
Yeah, it's a lot more.
I don't think
but you know what? It's more expensive to rent a car here than it is in Europe. So that makes sense that that would be something you would think you could do.
Yeah.
It's a lot cheaper overseas.
Yeah, and that is true. And then they try the insurance and the driving over there.
Insane.
I've done it. We've done it. Don't recommend. Look out for the plop. My friend loves acronyms.
Okay.
Everything is IHP. I hate people.
Okay.
Like whatever
so what's plop stand
So
for?
the plop was.
I can't wait.
We were sitting outside of T-Dance a few weekends ago, and he said, "Look it over there," and it was Baby Dyke weekend. They changed the name of it.
Oh yeah, that's how. Oh yeah, Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
Right.
So
yeah.
Memorial Day weekend. We're sitting over there.
I don't think it was ever officially called that. It's just what we all called it.
It is. It's just one of those things, and it's just widely accepted
and it's
as what it is.
Still a pretty accurate description.
So he dubbed them the plop, and it was the Power Lesbians of Provincetown.
Oh my God. Well, as a representative of that community, I'm taking that. That's fantastic.
It was so fantastic. It was these fabulous middle-aged opulent women that had beautiful jewelry on, looked stunning. They were having this wonderful conversation over martinis. Like you couldn't help
I
but
love
want to
that.
be part of the plop. I wanted in. It just looked
I-
amazing.
I'm plop adjacent.
I'm plop adjacent.
I haven't quite hit plop status. Probably because I live in the mills, but nonetheless, I can shine up and go out. I can do it.
RTB, it was the most epic acronym I've ever been part of. So thank you for blessing me with that. And I'm glad I have a point to share it with somebody else where it matters.
So good. I'm taking
Lawrence said, that's amazing. And Kai said, yoink.
Yeah, exactly. See, you're doing a community service.
I feel like I am. I definitely am. Well, you and I were talking earlier. I saw a story about how Gen Z, millennials, and men are the worst tippers.
Which is interesting because the stereotype is that women are bad tippers, especially lesbians. And I don't know where we got this because it just doesn't seem fair unless it's because when you have a relationship where both of the people are only getting 70 cents on the dollar, they can't afford to tip. That would be
mic drop.
Whereas when it's two men in the relationship who are both making the full dollar every hour,
That's it.
they have more disposable income. But I try to break that stereotype every time I go out. It sucks being a server and you're living off your tips. Tip well. If you can afford to go out, tip the server.
Yeah, I'm generally an over tipper. I was in a
We do
situation.
too.
Yeah, I do my very best, like to not make it egregiously over tipping because Mama also works for herself and Mama be broke.
Sure, but if you can't afford a good tip, stay home.
Yeah,
make
I
your
agree.
make your grilled cheese at home.
Yep, and I've got someone in my life that is a terrible tipper. And when I dine with my mother, I hide money at any point.
We've all got people like that in our world.
I'll put it underneath plates. I'll walk up to the bathroom and pretend like I'm going and I'll just give her money. I'm like, here, take it. I don't even know what the bill is, but please have this because I know it's never going to be enough. And also, she's a complainer.
Oh.
So
if you send the food back, you have to double your tip. Like just
I saw a meme that somebody posted on social this week where it was, if you have a problem every single time you dine out, maybe you're the problem.
You're the common denominator at that point. Yeah.
And I think it was one of the Cape Cod restaurant groups or whatever, just because we're getting into summer season. And I wrote an article about just packing your freaking patience between the extra people that are here and then the wait time and then the lack of servers and then the lack of staff.
And early in the season, even when they have good staffing, they're learning it.
Mm-hmm.
Like some restaurants just opened a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We went to this amazing restaurant in Wellfleet. I cannot believe I can't think of the name of it. It was amazing. And they had just been open like a week and a half. So the servers were constantly apologizing for this. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that slow of service, but they were just like, we're so sorry that, like, I think our appetizer came out before our drinks did.
Yeah.
So that was the first set of apologies. And we're like, it's fine. And then the dinner came out well before we were done with the appetizer. He's like, I'm so sorry because we're still getting used to timing in the kitchen. And I was like, it's fine.
Right. Give me food. Give me a
delicious.
piece of bread. I don't care.
I cannot believe I can't think of that restaurant because they totally deserve the shout out because they were amazing.
But that's the functionality of what we're dealing with right now. It is what it is. Sometimes we don't have food. Sometimes we don't have any of that item. It's just what happens. And we have to roll with the punches. But yeah, so she is one of those constant chronic complainers at restaurants, no matter what, whether it's a temperature issue, whether it's not what it was advertised as, whether it was not in her brain that way on the plate. And we shouldn't have to pay for that. And it's awful.
Winslow's Tavern, by the way, was the restaurant.
Oh, I haven't been.
They're amazing. Highly recommend.
All right, good. I'm always looking for stuff to do. That's a mid-Cape area, yeah?
They were in Wellfleet.
Oh, wait, that's right. Cliff just did some of their IT stuff.
So good. No, well, so Natasha was on the property looking at their trees, which is how we didn't know about it until she was like, I just went to this property and we have got to try this restaurant. And I was like, done, let's go.
Yeah. Has Natasha talked to you about what's going on with the beach trees?
Have you heard? The beach leaf disease?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. It's everywhere. It's all of the beaches everywhere. We have one in our yard. This is why I know about it. Because honestly, she's very good at understanding that I know like maybe 4 trees. Just like for her, there are only 8 colors. Yeah. Right. Like, so you learn a little bit when your spouse has this very other job. But, when she and I met, there were 3 trees and now I think I'm up to maybe 5. So it's doing good. But she took me outside to show, she was like, we have beach leaf disease. And I thought it was this really epic, important thing, right? Because I didn't know what it was. And she's
oh
like,
my God, what's serious?
she's
What's
like,
happening?
we have beach leaf disease. And I was like, what?
Like
And
it's
then,
a
she,
terminal
and then
illness.
she explains it's like, BEECH, the tree. And I was like, okay, so what's that? And she takes me outside and she shows me. I can't see it, right? So she's telling me, she's like, look, do you not see the leaf? This? She's like trying to describe it to me. And I'm looking, I'm like, I see leaves. I see green leaves. I don't understand. So she ended up pulling, because essentially we have to remove the tree anyway. So there's no damage to that. She takes a leaf off the tree and actively has to show me the evidence. Like, this is proof we have beach leaf disease. And I was like, so what does that mean?
Right.
And ultimately, it's very bad. The tree will fail on its own. So we're going to be proactive and remove the tree so it doesn't fall on our house. Fine. But I explained to her that for me, when I'm looking at it, if you're looking up and there's sun coming through leaves overlap and they're shadowing.
Yeah.
That's a natural thing that happens with light. And as someone who works with light for their job, that's what I was seeing. I was seeing the dapple light coming through leaves,
that's
not
where your
realizing
focus
that
was.
the dark patches I was seeing was not actually shadows of other leaves. That's evidence of the disease. And I was like, sweetheart, you and I have very different jobs.
Point arrows at exactly where you
I was
want.
I was like, I'm looking up and that's when, and I explained, I'm seeing the shadows and stuff. And she was like, oh,
is it? But that's life. that is perfect example of how we can all look at the same car accident and see totally different things that happen there.
Perspective will change.
Yeah, exactly. It is. RTB said he loves Plop adjacent, but also he's throwing out restaurants left and right. Soraldi's, the Pearl Bookstore, Winslow's Tavern, Wicked Oyster, and now you answered him.
Yes,
Tavern.
Sorry. I can't do this. I can't do it.
All the bells and whistles.
I can either participate in the show or I can read all the comments. I can't multitask.
I can't.
So I'm sorry for the delay.
Good morning, DJ Dave.
Thank
you so much for joining us this morning. You've had better days. I love you. Just throwing it out there. All right. So we have got another situation where it's a weird crime.
Yes. These are my favorite.
There's been a lot of naked stories lately.
It's getting hot out.
I don't even, women arrested for exposing herself in public places. She just likes to do it. She just likes to expose herself.
How much? China. Does she just take her shirt off? Because boys do that all the time, and it's really kind of not fair.
Correct. No. 120 obscene photographs, video of her since her in July of last year. I don't know what's going on, but like the Chinese government is obviously not pleased with any of this, no matter what body part it is.
So she should probably move.
That's all.
Which might not be possible,
babe. If you
that's not always the best answer.
If
but
you're calling it art and you're taking photos of all your business, probably best not to live in China.
Oh. Is that what is she like Yoko owning it? It's a total art thing. Then yeah, I'm so sorry. But okay, all right. I'm about to backtrack that. So I would say move.
That's why
except
it's a
what I'm
crazy
going to
crime.
say. You shouldn't move because you're actually making a more powerful statement.
I get it, but are you swaying the Chinese government? I don't think anyone's been able to do. That's like sanctioned. You're sanctioned,
but
you're in trouble. Ta-ta.
But you're going to let people know they're not alone.
Yeah, that's true. Well, she's out there. Service. This poor woman is being fined.
She's a hero.
Going to jail.
We're spinning this.
Actually, she's not a hero.
She's not a criminal. She's an artist and a hero. We are spinning this story.
I love your positivity this morning. I really appreciate it.
Yay.
What do we yeah, right. What do we have on tap for this weekend? Anything fun?
I hate this question because I feel like I should have a better answer. But honestly, the weekends for me are like, if I don't have a plan, I just do whatever I want.
I love that.
It's like practicing for retirement, and I love it. And I don't have anything on the books this weekend, and I am so happy about that.
You're scheduling some time for me, doing you. That's good.
I might take a nap. I might read a book. I might paint my nails. I might go to the beach. I might go for a walk. I might go.
I love that. I need to set aside a full day, at least every other week, to just do that.
So the advantage I have to being someone who works in business services is that most businesses are open Monday through Friday. So therefore, I have to be available to them Monday through Friday, but most businesses are closed on the weekend. So I get to take the weekends off as well.
I try and take my weekends off.
What you do, however,
wild,
especially in June, but like what you do has a lot of weekend requirements.
Yeah. Usually, though, I try and keep them for the family. I really do try and mark off those Saturday or at least Friday, Saturday.
A little bit of time.
Myself.
You need it.
Yeah.
You got to refill the cup.
Yeah. But June, there's no cup. My cup runneth over. It's June. It's #1 wedding season.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah.
I don't miss that.
So fun. No, I'm happy with my brides for this month. It'll be a really good time. I've got 2 of them this month. And normally I try not to have more than 1 bride a month.
Oh,
'Cause
that's
that's really
good.
all I can handle mentally with everything else I have going on. Because it's their special day. It's their big thing, you know?
I know.
It's your life commitment to someone else. It's a lot. I
I'm
don't want to screw
attending
that
one
up.
wedding this year,
Oh, good for you.
and that's it. And that is the perfect amount of weddings in a year. And I'm just attending. I am not in the ceremony. I don't have a
Ooh,
job.
that's nice.
I just get to show up. And it's someone I truly enjoy. And I am really happy for her. And I can't wait to watch her get married and then go to the reception.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
I was invited to a wedding where nothing is expected of me also.
I just get
And
to
it's
go.
like the wedding of the season.
And they're both a little bit older. It's definitely her second marriage, possibly his as well. I'm not sure. But like it's gonna be a party. It's a joyous.
Is it a big one?
I don't think it's a big wedding,
Okay.
but it's just gonna be fun. Like it's like, oh, we're finally they've been together forever. So they're like, we're finally doing it. We're just gonna have a party.
Oh,
And
I
I
love
can't
that.
wait.
Yay.
Yeah.
Sandy Neck. Oh, Sandy Neck sounds lovely. I have not been. I didn't even
I
go
love
last
going there.
season.
What?
Didn't even go not once.
That's a moral imperative to go
right?
at least once a year
I
for like
agree.
a fire at Sandy Neck.
Yeah.
That's the best.
I agree. The last 2 times I've been there, it's been during like greenhead
Oh.
situations where they follow you.
They're
hunt you.
nasty. Yeah.
They're nasty things. So I've got to make it on my bucket list, my summer bucket list, to get to Sandy Neck one time this year, at least.
All right. So I'm your accountability partner.
Thank you.
So I am going to set something in my
I
calendar
love
to check in with you in a month and be like,
Yes.
have you been to Sandy Neck yet?
Yes.
This is what I do
July
for all my
has
friends.
to happen. Yes. I need that.
Did Stephanie go to?
Let's ask her. Hello, Watchtower here. Yeah, it's also RTB. I've got 2 accountability partners, and I appreciate you both. Now make me actually
wait, so-
accountable.
RTB's the other one?
He's an accountant. He's spreadsheets.
So the gays are keeping track
Yeah,
of you.
yeah.
That's what I just heard.
Yeah.
That's fine. We're good at our job.
Right? Hey, we're here. We're queer. We're ready to party. Let's do it.
Especially this month. All right.
So yeah, I got an invitation yesterday to the power wedding of Cape Cod.
Ooh.
I'm not going to say who, but if you know, you know. And I was like, wow, I made the cut.
Well, I'm not on the
Also-
list, so there you go.
This is the first time I've ever been invited where it was a very fancy card that seemed like a secret. There were no anythings on it. It was just scan the QR code. And then I
Ooh.
scanned the QR code to all of the things. The reception, the RSVP, the this, the this, the this. I was like,
Interesting.
wow. It's an event.
That sounds fancy.
Yeah.
I'm a little, I don't even know who we're talking about.
Well,
but-
this one person has never been married, and they
Mm.
are a giant member of our community, and it is going to be a flippin' party. I'm very excited for it.
That's cool.
And that's all I can say.
Those are-
Very
oh.
impressed with the QR code and the whole landing website of secrets. It felt very cloak and dagger. Like I was
What's-
being invited to something I shouldn't talk
It's
about.
like some sort of like sorcery to unlock the information.
Right. But if you're inviting me, you know everyone's going to know. So
Well, she's doing pretty good so far, keeping her mouth shut. I mean, she has talked about it, but has not given any proper details.
correct. Thank
That's
you.
good. You're
I'm
doing
very
great.
excited for that. So
And
that'll
I'm
be
not going to
later.
press.
That'll be later in the fall. And I'm thankful that it's in the off season because Mama's cup runneth over right now. Very busy.
Yeah, I can't imagine right now.
So you enjoy your me time this weekend. Everybody else out there, thank you so much for joining us. Walking words, marching orders. What have you got going on? Tell me about E for All.
So if you are thinking about starting a business or you've just started and you need some help, you should definitely look up eforall.org and check if you're on Cape Cod. Great. But honestly, they've got little
In
spots
every nook and
everywhere.
cranny, yes.
They've expanded well past the state at this point. They're kind of all over the place. So if you're watching this from somewhere else, I'm sorry to the German viewers, Guten Tag, but there's nothing I don't think
Not
overseas yet. But so there you go. So you need that. And also if you don't have a rainbow version of your logo or some sort of graphic that you can post on your socials or on your website that you support the LGBTQ plus community and you need one, find me. That's what I do, and I want to help. And then half of the fee that I send you, which is already a reduced rate, will be donated to a very good cause to help high school seniors get some scholarships. So
I love it. On behalf of our sponsors, MBR Landscaping and Rockland Trust, make sure you go and pick up your lemonade stand kit. They are at every single Rockland Trust branch, even off Cape as well. Make some money for Tommy's Place, which is opening in
absolutely.
Centerville, their new location. This week, I'm headed over there right after I'm done talking to you to go and chat with what's going
Love
on
it.
over there. But it's a wonderful organization that does amazing things for kids with terminal cancer. Thank you very much, Rockland Trust. For that, everybody have a great weekend, and I will talk to you on Monday.
Bye.
Bye. 40 under 40. Done. Peace out.
So fancy.
Yeah. I don't know whether, I think it's just all the cats. Okay, this is someone who obviously does not work with logos. Because I said Greater Highness Chamber and all of the things you were talking about, we should send him over your logos. Well, send him over my logo sheet. And that's what he posted. My logo sheet. I guess I'm crazy to think that Greater Highness Chamber would have somebody over there that knows anything about putting together anything. Fun party.
Let them know I have it out. They said, send them my name. If they need help.
So I called up and I was like, what's going on over there? You guys are a mess.
I mean, I made a little graph of good of all the logo on the piece.
Right? No, that's cute. That's not posting a logo sheet.
Like, you know, that was
Anyone in graphic design knows what that is.
Do you really think your logo was laminated 3 different ways altogether?
Okay. Oh, and the broadcast fell. I don't know if they think we're coming back.